Good morning from steamy Puerto Vallarta. It is August 10th, 9 a.m., and you have arrived. Your ship has landed. You have found me. It's Puerto Vallarta right now, and it's me, Brent Lane, your host. Nice to see everybody this morning. Good mornings all around. We had some early folks in this morning. Karen Miller stopped by just to say, hey, I'll be back a little later. I can't make the show right now. I love that. Also, we had Melissa in here. Good morning. I see you, Albert. Oh, yeah. Still trying to solve the why does YouTube chat keep translating into English? I feel you, man. It's doing it to me, too, all the time. Morning, John Crockham. What is shaking with you? Good morning, lovely L3. I see you, Kirsten, and we'll talk about some fun we had this weekend with you and Mark. Oh, what else is going on? What else? Who did I miss? Sly, I see you out there. Good morning, everybody. I'm so happy you guys are here, and gals, and everybody from around the world. And I know everybody's going to keep checking in. So good to see you on a Monday. Hey, Lilia, morning. Good to see you as well. Oh, what to do, where to go, what to talk about. So we got about 4 news stories today. Nothing too crazy today, I don't think. More dead crocodiles, unfortunately. I'll cover that in just a little bit. But first of all, let's take a look outside. Now that we got a big crowd on the show, let's have a look out. There we are. And I even caught a bird zipping by. Good morning, Lori. I'll make this a little bigger for you. There's the bird. He was just zipping on by and I just caught him mid-flight. But that's the view this morning of the marina. Wispy clouds, another warm, steamy day in Puerto Vallarta. But we love it, right? Well, sometimes we do. Sometimes we just gotta beat the heat. I see you, Renee. Good morning. Mary, how you doing? Boom, y'all get a good morning as well. Okie dokie then. First up, let's chat about an event tomorrow. The Gen Expats PV crew is seeing an alarm zipping by me. That was funny. Okay. The Gen Expats PV crew, and a great way to meet me as well. Your host here, Brent from PVRN. Tomorrow, another chance. We do these things all the time. So Gen Expats, if you don't know, is the group that I'm part of, and I started it 3 years ago. And we're doing these weekly meetups and figure everybody can make like once a month. But the one tomorrow sounds fun. Big shout out to Jill and the crew for putting this one together. But let me show you a little bit about it. Then I'll bigify it for you as well. But essentially, get ready to unleash your inner kid tomorrow night with the Gen Expats PV group and me at PVRN and all the other folks. And it's called Let's Be Kids Again for a Night at the Galaxy Game Center, Plaza Caracol. Let me big this for you so you can take a look at it. This one sounds like a lot of fun. So if you go to Gen Expats group, you go into featured. This is the second featured on the top, or it's found you can find it in our events, or you get the info right off the screen right now. The fun will kick off tomorrow, Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., starting around the bowling area and the food area for casual drinks and some fast food, and then head upstairs to hit the arcade to get some competition on. You know, Laura and I will be there going after it. Expect friendly, fierce competition as everyone competes to win tickets and claim prizes and some bragging rights. So whether you come for the food or you're just coming out for the games or a few laughs and to meet some new friends and some new people, it's a great way to get out and mostly really help the community. So we're just helping out the community, and it's been a really tough low season. So that's a great way to do it tomorrow. So I would say that's a great way to beat the heat in my book. So I love that. So second way to beat the heat is throw on a movie. So I don't know, like 2 years ago, our friends, mostly Kirsten, who's on right now, said, hey, it would be really cool to revisit a film from my youth too, by the way. I'm just a little bit older though. 1981's Excalibur by John Borman. Y'all know this movie? I wish I should have prepped up like some sword and sorcery sounds, but I did grab a photo. I did grab a little bit of photo here, and here's there we go. Excalibur. You remember these faces? Oh my gosh. So yeah, Excalibur from 1981. I would say I have amazing. Thank you for the sword. We can't see it behind the screen right now. Hold your sword for right now, Kirsten. I know you're getting excited. So first of all, I remember loving this movie in 1981. I mean, absolutely digging this flick. There we go. There's your sword. I loved it. I remember, like Kirsten, I remember the eyeball scene. I remember a bit too much nudity, probably from my 11-year-old self. I remembered some, now I remember it was full of these young stars like Patrick Stewart, from Star Trek, Liam Neeson, who's a huge star now, Gabriel Byrne's in it, and an incredibly young, actually 34, but she looks incredibly young in this movie. Again, 34 is young, don't get me wrong. Helen Mirren in here. I mean, just full of stars, but it's also full of kind of unintentional humor, I would say. We were laughing through the entire movie, and I've never done that before, but I guess it's just, the movie's aged a little bit, the effects have aged, the acting's a bit over the top. John Boorman's got quite the heavy hand on the directing. Everyone, no matter if they're 1 foot from each other, 10 feet from each other, they yell. They're always like, "Sir, please bring me my sword and my oatmeal for the horse tomorrow." And it's just yelling. I've never done that voice on the show, but that's like nonstop. And also, no one ever takes off their armor. It doesn't matter if they're lounging, they're just sitting at the table, they're having dinner, they're fornicating. Can I say that? Armor on at all times. And it's kind of unintentionally comedic throughout. What it felt like to me was like any moment the Monty Python characters are going to come out with the coconuts and do that. So, hey, if you're looking for some fun and maybe a little unintentional humor, go into the Wayback Machine to 1981 and do it and check out Excalibur. Whew. After that, I need some coffee. I don't know about you, but let's do it. It is time. Coffee time on PVRN. Oh, wait. Here we go. Yay! I'm a little off this morning. Sip the truth with a little grin. Coffee time, let the news roll in. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Thank you for the coffee cups, Lori, Casey, and Cody. I see you. Kirsten, I hope I did that movie justice, and it was everything you remembered it being. I know it wasn't, but it was pretty fun. So thank you for the recommendation. All right, let's move into the news. Dun, dun, dun. Who felt an earthquake last night? Okay, raise your hand if you felt an earthquake. Say something here. I did. I did not recommend that movie. You did, but we'll argue about that later. All right, fair enough. Let's get into some serious news. There was an earthquake here yesterday. I don't know if you felt it. There's a me from Kirsten raising her hand. So it wasn't very big. And I'll be honest, we didn't feel it at all. The 10th floor of the marina, nothing. Didn't feel a thing. It's really crazy. We usually do feel them. So it was a mild magnitude 4.4 earthquake, and it shook the Pacific waters off Puerto Vallarta on Sunday morning. Well, actually, no, it was actually last night. Let's get this right. Sunday evening, though many residents in town barely noticed the tremble. I didn't at all. National Seismological Service recorded the epicenter at a depth of about 10 kilometers in the ocean, far enough offshore that the shaking registered as very weak across local neighborhoods. Municipal emergency crews immediately conducted rounds through the hotel zone and residential areas to confirm there was no structural damage, and I don't believe there was. Now, you might be wondering why you didn't get that emergency thing that goes off on our phones now when we get it. Well, emergency officials confirmed the seismic alert system was not activated because the calculated intensity fell well below the threshold levels for structural risk. According to this story, automated alarms remained silent to prevent unnecessary public panic. Civil protection teams reported that public utilities, airport operations, and maritime traffic continued without any eruptions throughout the Bay Area. Yeah, it felt more than that. So you felt it a lot. Yeah, so Explorer with Melissa chimes in that she felt it a lot more, and we felt nothing. And usually where we are, we feel it the most. So interesting, because the marina is on a landfill and gets shook pretty good. And we're 10 floors up. So we felt nothing. So Melissa felt it a lot. So local authorities continue to monitor the seismic activity around the Bay Area. Unrelated news, there was a large earthquake this morning in Colombia. I don't know if you saw that, 7.3, I believe, 7.4. That's a pretty sizable one in Colombia, unrelated, but I saw that news this morning. So, of course, we do get a lot of rumbling action here. Felt nothing in the hotel zone. See, again, hotel zone and marina, the areas that generally feel it the most, felt nothing. While Melissa, I'm not going to say what part of town you live in, as I know you, but you felt it quite a bit. We're on reclaim. And lovely L3 comes in with the facts. I get nothing. I always have to be right, but I love it. I love that she spot checks me. So we're not on a landfill, but we're on reclaimed marshland or something like that. Very technical. It's squishy. Oh my gosh, that is one of the more technical descriptions lovely L3's had. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And thank you to R.A. Rangel for that first story this morning. Again, if you felt a little rumble last night, yes, that was an earthquake here in our area. Okay, we're not going to cheers the earthquake, but we're definitely going to take a sip of coffee. Boop. Enjoy that. I usually don't have a cinnamon stick in my coffee. This is there we go. This is a little bit unwieldy and hard to deal with. It is like an Excalibur sword flying around my cup and generally hitting me in my eyeball. But I digress, and I'm all got Excalibur on the mind today. Go out and watch it. Check it out. See if it's funny. Let me know what you think. All right, moving on. Next up, thank you, obviously, to the Tribuna de Bahia. And yes, lovely L3B can cheer that everyone is safe today and that mental health recovery from the quake is swift. We do have a lot of PTSD out there, including people I know from that big 7.7 3 or 4 years ago past now. I mean, we're always a little bit on alert ever since that. All right, speaking of alert, if you're a crocodile, you need to be on alert. I'm not happy to share this story, but we've got another dead crocodile. I know John's very upset. Thank you for the tears and the crocodile, Mr. Crocodile Cam. Environmental concerns are growing across Puerto Vallarta following the discovery of another deceased crocodile on Sunday night at Boca Negra beach. Local fishermen spotted the animal floating in the surf and alerted authorities, marking the 11th, if you're keeping count, crocodile found dead in local waters over the recent, I would say, month or so. Officers from the Green Patrol responded quickly to retrieve the body from the shoreline and secure the area. Now, the specimen was transferred directly to Seminart facilities where the veterinary specialist will perform a full necropsy. I don't know. It's like an autopsy for a crocodile. Authorities are testing the potential disease, water pollution, or other natural causes, while also evaluating whether the animals were killed intentionally or attacked by humans. We're hoping that is absolutely not the case. The steady count of dead crocodiles found in different parts of the city has put environmental agencies on high alert. Official findings from the veterinary examinations will be critical to establish what is causing this unusual string of dead crocodiles in our area. Now, thank you to Lupio Arce for the story over at Tribuna Bahia. And again, here's a shot of that croc. There's not a lot of scale here, but I'll tell you this croc is about 3 meters long, according to the report, which chimes in at about 9 feet and change. And yes, I agree. It is very sad. Even with the not great crocodile story we had a while back, we do not mean any disrespect, but we do appreciate our wildlife here, especially our protected wildlife. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here at Puerto Vallarta right now, we do respect the crocodiles. We even have our crocodile cam every single Friday. So if you're new to the show, definitely tune in and see that. And we thank our own John for submitting that for us. So again, I'm going to keep up with these stories on the crocodiles. I don't know what's happening here. I haven't gotten any definitive information why this is happening. We're going to hope no human intervention is involved in that story. Okay, moving on to generosity by Mexico and stepping up and doing what they need to do to help the world. So 5 specialized wildland firefighters from Jalisco Civil Protection have now departed for Canada to assist international emergency crews in battling severe forest fires. You guys have heard about these fires up there. They're terrible. The deployment forms a part of a bilateral assistance agreement between Mexico and Canadian forestry authorities to share resources during peak fire season. Each team member underwent rigorous physical evaluation and specialized training in heavy timber firefighting before receiving international deployment orders. Now, this is what it means for emergency preparedness across state there. So deploying highly trained personnel does allow those crews to gain valuable experience, but also really helping out Canada, where they need the world to come in there and help them with that. So that is what they do. The brigade will remain active and deployed in Canada for several weeks at least, depending on containment progress in the northern provinces. Family members and colleagues gathered at the airport to wish the crew a safe mission and swift return. Thank you to Rodrigo Lopez, Becerril for that story. So yeah, awesome. These guys are heading out there. Kudos to theirs. 4 out of 5. One guy didn't make the picture, I guess. But there they are. Kudos to them for heading up there to help out our Canadian northern neighbors. Just jump over the U.S. They're neighbors. We'll still call them neighbors. It's still not that far to go. So great that they're heading up there. Congrats, Mexico. Thank you for shooting out some firefighters. I appreciate it. So for that, we will cheers. Let's cheers to these guys. You know, be safe, do well. You know, mostly just stay safe and hopefully get these fires out. Not firefighters, but the fires. I'm all worked up. I think this is what Excalibur has done to me. I'm too much coffee and too much of that. Brian C. DeWitt. Cheers to you too, my friend. Thank you and good morning. I don't know if I've seen you on the show, but welcome to the show. This is what happens when you join live and you raise your hand, you get called on. So welcome to the show. So nice to see you here this morning. Cheers. All right, next up, not a pleasant story, but I think everybody was okay. Here's another one, obviously, thanks to Tribuna de la Bahia, definitely my number one recommended source for news in the area. But you remember a few days ago, I talked about some construction in this area. Well, now a head-on traffic collision sent emergency service rushing to Avenida Francisco Medina Ascencio in Puerto Vallarta after driver confusion over roadway signage triggered a head-on crash. Municipal officers responded to the scene where 2 passenger vehicles collided near a turning lane on the main corridor. Paramedics evaluated both drivers at the site, treating minor injuries, while tow crews cleared damage and vehicle debris from the roadway. You can see the actual crash here as the ambulance is coming in. So now if you drive down that area regularly, you know that recent roadwork and modified lane markings have caused a headache for both local residents and visiting drivers and a bit of confusion. Initial police reports do indicate that one motorist misunderstood the temporary directional signs and entered oncoming traffic lanes before the collision occurred. Traffic police redirected morning commuters around the crash site to prevent secondary accidents and reduce heavy traffic congestion. City engineers and traffic officials have been called to review the signals and the signage along that stretch of the road to prevent similar accidents. Authorities encourage all motorists to exercise extreme caution and reduce speeds while driving through active construction zones. That means you too, motorbike riders, slow it down just a little bit in those areas. Thank you to Lupio Arce again for that story. Let's see. I love it. So I hope you get your speakers reconnected so I'm not just a talking head. You're going to hear the show. Dan and Kathy, I love that. Good to see you this morning. So that's all the big news today. We hit about 18 minutes this morning on this Monday. You got a bit more sword and sorcery than you intended, but maybe something else to beat the heat. I hope I can see you tomorrow. Let me give you another reminder really quick of this event. It's a great way to meet up and get a chance to meet me, hang out, play some games, maybe beat me in a game of Pac-Man or something. But mostly it's a great way to help the local community in these tough times. So come on out tomorrow night, please, if you have any time. It's over at Plaza Aesthetics by the arcade and bowling alley. Will be easy to find, I'm sure. Oh, last but not least, if you're new to the show, I think we've got a couple new folks out there. Hit the little bell in the bottom corner right beside the ticker. Subscribe, and then when it says the notifications, you hear this every day. If you remember the show, hit notifications all. That way you'll never miss the show. And of course, on Fridays especially is when I like to read viewer mail. So there we go. Don't forget about viewer mail. I love to get it. PVRNMX@gmail.com. You guys have really been using it, and I appreciate it. It's a great way to get a hold of me. Just recently, one of our big volunteers in the community, most everybody knows Dale, told me about a great toilet paper drive coming up that they're doing for the local community, and that was a great way to reach me about it. And of course, I immediately said, yes, closer to the event, I'm going to mention it on air. It's a great way to get noticed, especially if you're doing something philanthropic, you've got a story idea, or something you just want to share with me, or you love the show, or you've got some feedback for the show. I take criticism, but not as well as I take positive feedback. But yes, I do take the criticism as well. Okay, everybody, that's it. That's the end. I appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. I hope you have an amazing Monday, an amazing week. I'll see you tomorrow right here at 9 a.m. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you mañana. Boom.